All right, hello everybody. I am going to show you how to make this high density polyethylene part. A couple things you have to make note of is that the grid spacing for this object is 1 centimeter. So you have to make sure that you change the document settings in Inventor to do that. The other thing that you have to keep in mind is that this piece is not made using extrude. You have to use a command called Loft, and that's one of the features in Inventor. So a couple of the things we want to lay out first is the overall width of this object is 9 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The height is 5, and the depth is 4. So what we're going to look at here is we have two really similar shapes. This one on the front, and then the exact same shape on the back with a few modifications. So we're going to start off by making this front shape. So in Inventor, I'm going to open up a new part file, start a new 2D sketch on my XY or my front plane. From here, I'm going to just loosely drag out or draw out the shape. I'm not paying attention to any dimensions at the moment. And now I can start adding in my dimensions. So we identified that that was 9. And oh, before we do that, this is in inches. So let's start over. Go up here to Tools, Document Settings, Units, and change this to centimeter and say OK. And now let's go back to the 3D Model tab. I'm sorry, the Sketch tab, Dimension, and bring this back to 9 centimeters. If you click on it, you'll see that my units are now correct. My height is 5 centimeters. This little space here is 1 centimeter, as is this one. We can also identify that this point here is 1, 2, 3, 4.5 blocks from the left, and it's 1 block up from the bottom. So I'll click on the side, click on this point, and drag down. That's at 4.5. And then the distance from the point to the bottom of the part is 1 centimeter. And once I have all those dimensions in, I can right-click, finish my sketch, and I will show you the next part. So instead of adding a feature like extrude, we're going to do something new, and we're going to offset from plane. So what that's going to do is it's going to create another plane that's 4 centimeters back from this drawing that we just did. On that new plane, we're going to draw the back side of this part. And if you notice, the only differences are these lengths, which are 2 centimeters, and the position of this point, which is 1, 2 centimeters from the top, or 3 centimeters from the bottom. So to offset from the plane, we're going to go to Plane, go to the drop down, Offset from Plane, and notice if I'm in my viewport, nothing happens. I have to go over here to Origin and select which plane I want to offset from, which is my XY plane. So I want to bring this back. So even though I know the depth of my part is 4 centimeters, I'm going to type in -4 so that plane can get pushed back. Great. So now what you can do is you can rotate this if you want. Otherwise, you don't have to. You can still make the sketch from that view. And I'm going to start a new 2D sketch on this plane. Now you have to kind of hover over the edge of it to actually click it. If you hover over the middle, it doesn't select. All right. So a couple of things that you can do here is you can draw out your shape. You can also use this project geometry function if you want. but I will just go ahead and drag this out. Great. And now I'll dimension it just to make sure everything is lined up. So that's 9, 5. We identified this as 2. That's also 2. I'm good there with 5. The location of this point is at 4.5, and the distance from this point to the top is 2 centimeters. All right, so now I'm ready to finish my 2D sketch. I'll go back to my original view, and now I'm going to go up here to Loft. And what Loft allows you to do is to click and add sections. So you can click on your sketch, it'll turn white, and it'll automatically select the face. And then I can click on my second sketch, or until it turns white. And you'll notice that my loft was successful because it joined there in green. All right, and now I have my part. If you want to get rid of this work plane, just right click on it and uncheck visibility. And now the final step is changing the material of this part to a high density polyethylene. So we'll go up here to my materials. I'll go down to polyethylene and select high density. Excuse me. Now, the final thing that you have to do to check the physical properties of this part is go over here to your browser, right click on part 2, go down to Eye Properties, go over to the Physical tab, and notice you're not going to have any information here until you click Update. And there you'll see all of the physical properties with the high density polyethylene material applied. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped.